years when I first got there.
Yeah.
We were very close together with the Mortimer brothers.
Yeah.
So we had family-related people to the area.
So it's been going on for decades.
It has,
Terry,
yeah.
hasn't it?
It certainly has, and it's successful for us.
100%. And so we're really proud to be part of it. And we thank you for having us today. And that's enough on our firm. The main reason we're here is to celebrate the club and these two gentlemen next to me. And it's a great year for Canterbury. And I think that'll continue tonight. Although I see one or two.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, bro.
Look, the two guys next to me don't need an intro, but I will just quickly introduce them. So, Josh Reynolds is a beloved former player here at the Dogs. He's known for his energy and fierce competitiveness on and off the field. He was a key figure in 2012 and 2014 in the grand finals. I was here in 2014 and we were all moved by your courage that night, Josh. And since retiring in 2023, he's had a strong commitment to the club moving forward. Terry, again, needs no intro. 350 game superstar, premiership winning captain, Dally M medalist. I wasn't at your grand finals, Terry, I must admit, but I was at Josh's.
There's a lady here. Where is she? She's up there. She was 3 years old.
Were you?
And she's got a photo of me holding her and her brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she was 3 years old, and so it was 30 years.
Wow.
Since the grand final, yeah.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I'll have to see that photo afterward. Was anyone else at some of Terry's? Yeah. Yeah.
Grand final.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Fantastic. Which one were you at?
I went to about 1980 or 10. I went to Lincoln to watch my cousin play.
Yes.
His name was Larry O'Reilly.
Okay, yep.
5'8".
Yep.
And you debuted instead of him.
I did, yes. Against Balmain.
Yes.
Alston Fuller Partner was a 5'8" man with Balmain. Yeah.
And Larry married Catherine Crystal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Poor girl. Malcolm's a good bloke. Good days.
Have you forgiven him for taking your cousin's spot?
I wouldn't be the first person's position he took.
I'll tell you how it started. So I played Jersey Fleet for Canterbury. We won the comp. My coach Kenny Reynolds got a job at Western Suburbs under 23, so he took me over, got me a contract. I played 5 games in under 23s, 1 reserve grade game after that. So 2 people one broke his leg, one broke his arm in 2 weeks, and I went from under 23s to first grade in 2 weeks.
Wow, that's
And it was a shock to me.
because you started at West for a few years.
Yep, 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
the Dogs. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, look, today's quite an informal Q&A, as we can see, with some interjections about family affairs. But so please keep them coming. I've prepared just a couple of questions to kick things off, but please interject with any questions you have. I think a question for both of you. Incredible moments, obviously, in your careers. Do you have a standout of your proudest achievement in the blue and white?
Well, for me, it was 95.
95.
Just being the captain of a young team with the Dean Pays and that, they all came through Jeff Robinson's coaching staff.
Yeah.
And there was about 8 of them from Robbo's team that won the comp in 92, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then they all bloomed up and played first grade in a couple of years. So
Yeah.
that was very proud for me.
100%.
Yeah, and looking after them at the pub is important to me too.
Does the captain have to shout the whole night, or?
He never
Well,
shouted.
no, not with Bullfrog there.
And how about you, Josh? Proudest?
Well, as Bar likes to remind me, at those 2012, 2014, we lost those grand finals, don't you, mate?
Yeah, well,
No, obviously, thinking about them, they're obviously proud moments, but I don't like them, to be honest, thinking about them, because we lost. So, you know, it's quite unfortunate. It still burns me to this day that I didn't get to win a comp, especially in the blue and white, because I think we had 2 really good opportunities. But for me personally, it's Probably my last game for the Dogs. Well, no, not this time, but I've had a few comebacks. But when I was going, like the first time, and I don't know if everyone remembers, but it was a game against Newcastle, and it was a weird game at Belmore. We probably should have lost, but Brock Lamb, nicely enough, shanked a kick, and we ended up winning it. But then sort of having being on the ground and doing an interview with on the Matty John show, and just sort of seeing the whole crowd come onto the field and being like, is this allowed? But at the same time, when I think about it now, you know, being cheered off by my teammates at a place that meant so much to me, where I grew up and played a lot of my footy there, and got to, you know, finish in that nice way. Not many people get that, and that's something that I'll never forget. You know, it wasn't just my teammates. There was my mates, the local barber, Joe Bill, you know, everyone from the area. So that's pretty special.
How's that haircut going?
Not good. Just changed it out.
No, say nothing.
I think, Josh, this question might feed into what you're talking about. I was going to ask, is there a moment when the fans and their supporters meant the most in your career? For both of you, but Josh, 2012, 2014, I imagine.
Well, there's no fans like Bulldogs fans, and everyone else is just jealous because, you know, even now we're roaming the streets of Bellwood Road in round 2 and 3, and other fans are like, why are they doing that? Because they're just not doing it. Exactly, because we like to have fun. But it is, you know what I found. The way I used to play footy, I'm pretty happy to say that I wasn't the most skillful guy. I didn't ever really, you know, win many games for the club or the team, but all I had to do was put in for the jersey, put in for guys like that have done it before me, like Bar and Turvey, and represent, you know, the emblem. And I just felt that's why I had a good relationship with the fans. It wasn't because I was such a good player. It was just I understood what it meant to be a Bulldogs player, and I really took a lot of pride in that because I'm from the area, so it meant so much to me to represent the fans, and that's why I think I had a good connection with the fans.
It was like 95 when you won the comp. You got the bus back to Belmore, and we only could go halfway up the road because there was that many people there on the roads and everything. And we had to get out of the bus, get our bags and everything, and walk to the Leafs Club. And they didn't harass us or anything. They pat us on the back and let us go nicely because we wanted to get back to the club to enjoy our night, you know. So, but the fans were unbelievable, really good.
And just in terms of, I guess, Josh, you touched on the culture at the club. Question for both of you, but maybe you, Terry. Any changes you've noticed within the playing group over the years, the culture being a player at the Dogs?
I think it's the more full-time, players full-time now. And a lot of people nowadays get down to training and watch them train. Where our year we had to work ourselves. And so part of it, a lot of people didn't get down there then. But mate, these days now is a halfback's 5'10" now. Not 5'6" or something like that, you know. They're a lot bigger players now. It's a faster game. You know, you know because you've been in the later years, but it is big.
How do you reckon you'd go in today's game, Terry?
I'd have a go.
At the peak.
He'd be suspended every week.
On report.
It'd be a different game, I think. I might be taller too. You know, you take certain things from That's it.
Instead of VPs. I think the culture stuff is, and you know, it's been tested of late because there's Cancer come in, and because I was obviously playing still a couple of years ago, and you know, he asked the likes of myself and Josh Jackson and guys that are still around the club bar, like, what does it mean to be a Bulldog? And from day one, no matter what anyone says, it's just been hard work. We train hard here. And if you didn't like that, it's not the place for you. And you know, you have to probably weed out a few guys that, because you don't train like that at other clubs. I went to West Tigers, you don't train like, no one trains like that. You see guys that leave here, they go, oh mate, we're training so hard there. But it's why we're so gritty. It's why, you know, we're such a successful club, because, you know, if you're not a hard trainer, it's all right. You don't have to play for the Bulldogs.
That's right.
You
You
go
go
somewhere
somewhere
else,
else.
and that's probably why the culture's been from years where bars train. What we used to say, what I used to say is, training's hard. Of course it is. But try working a full-time job and then go on training.
Yeah,
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well,
So-
Terry, you were telling me just today about working full time.
Yep.
And then doing. Do you want to talk about that? And you said you had a mate who got an injury.
Yeah.
And how that affects their career.
So if people remember Steve Reader, played back row for Canterbury. So he broke his leg. So he was a truck driver, had to drive his truck, do all his business. Broke his leg 1 year, came back for one game, broke his leg again. So he's 2 years he's out of football. We had to raise money for him. So we had a chicken and prawn night.
Is that a work?
We know what chicken and prawn night is? It's a gambling night, things like that. So, and we strippers and all that. I've got to tell
Chicken
the
and
truth.
prawn.
I didn't know who organised them.
What are they?
Anyway, and we raised about 50 grand for him. And that got him through 2 years, It was really, well, we had to do it, So, yeah.
100%. And Terry, just a few questions for you. Since you've retired, you touched on how it's quite different now. What do you think about the fitness regime and the pressure the players are under compared to when you were going around?
Oh, it's no doubt a lot harder now. Very quick. The game's quicker. I'm not going to say it's a great career going to work and playing rugby league because there's only a certain amount of people can handle that. It's not. You can't just walk up and think I want to be a rugby league player.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard, and you've got to get through the times and the bad times if you've got injuries and that. But one thing they've got now is they're going to be home with their family with their injuries, and they'll be able to talk to their wives and their mums and dads and tell them what's going on with them. And it's a lot of mental stuff now as well. And it was then too.
Yeah, 100%. And Josh, with that added intensity on fitness and things like that these days, you would have seen, because you spoke about how high the standards are here, some players must really struggle with that. And do you see some guys with all the talent in the world who maybe not just struggling with that other part of it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just not ingrained in some people. I suppose that's where I am happy that the route I went. I come through the ranks here at the Bulldogs and didn't I made teams, actually ball Harold Matson, but I wasn't the superstar in the team, so I always knew I had to work hard.
Yeah.
But then there was a time there where I was maybe 18 and I was touch and go whether I was going to leave the club or stay at the club, and Pete Holland was there at the time, and rest in peace. He was a lovely man, and he just said to me he's going to give me one more crack, and that was when I started my apprenticeship. So I'm an apprentice, or I'm a plumber by trade, but started my apprenticeship, and I think those years of same things, like working, going to work, then coming to training after, you realise that it's hard out there.
Yeah.
Footy's we're honoured and privileged to play these games.
Yeah.
But guys, and people in this room, you wake up, you're on the shovel at 6 a.m, you go home, you do it all again. That's you find a sense of gratitude.
Yeah.
And I used to go to training and train all day with my mates, have a laugh, have a couple of Gatorades.
Yeah.
That's not hard. Waking up in a normal profession, so it gave me that. It gave me that sort of grit that I sort of felt I needed.
Yeah.
Because then you get guys that come straight out of school, straight into first grade, straight into a full-time squad,
Yeah.
and they don't necessarily understand life.
Yeah.
They don't understand that life is hard when you're struggling with business, or you've got 3 or 4 kids and you've got to put food on the table. It's not hard when you just got to show up and be talented. And that's where the talent, I think, stops. That's where the good ones keep going, and some unfortunate the talented ones stop. Because that's all they sort of got. They haven't got that determination.
And Terry, you mentioned the role of family just in your life and your career. Can you elaborate on that and how important it is for a professional athlete like yourself?
Oh, well, I was never professional.
Well,
Well, maybe. But I grew up with 5 sisters and a brother.
Oh, right.
I'm the youngest, so they all, Mum used to say dressed me up in a dress, my sisters. So,
I'd like to see
and
that.
my brother says he dressed himself. It's not for me to say. Yeah, but I grew up in a great family. Lost my dad when I was 15. He had some problems. So but we got on with it. And footy was my outlet. So if something was wrong with my family or something like that, I'd just go to football and train all the time. And things like that. So I didn't have a lot to do with my dad being 15 when I was 15. So but we got on with it. So we got away with what we could do. And Mum was the best mum in the world for us. So.
And Terry, since you hung the boots up, how have you stayed involved with the Bulldogs? What's been your role?
Oh, how do I say it, Josh?
Do you want me to say it for
Yeah,
you?
you go.
Golf?
Play golf and get on the piss with people.
That's why I'm going after his shoulder.
Yeah, no, listen, I started here in '92. With Bullfrog got me a job, and I had a really good relationship with Bullfrog, Chris Anderson, what's Chris's wife's name? Lynn Anderson. Jimmy Dimmick. Yeah, great relationship with Jimmy. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh right, with Menace. Yep. Yeah. Well, good on you.
Give it back.
Yeah.
But I,
The first two.
Oh
Oh
right.
yeah, nice.
Getting a presentation that you were playing Manly, and we weren't expected to win, but you won well.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
had such a good day that day that I ran into Hassan at the gate on this side before I left. So I had a selfie with him, and then I yelled out to you, you jumped the fence, and the other fence, and I was coming around, and I yelled out to you. I got a photo with Hassan today, I was one.
There you go. I was actually jumping the fence because the cops were chasing me.
Not before, eh?
and do you think he's maintained his good looks since finishing? He's doing all right.
You're talking about
I'm talking about. But I think Terry, you work full time with the Dogs, and you're here day in day out.
Yeah, no, I've been here close to 40 years playing and but I think 30 years I've been here now, working and drinking with people.
Yeah.
You get a good relationship, you get to know people and things like that. So I do enjoy my job, and he'll probably get it in the next couple of years.
Well, and because Josh, you're here a few days a week, I understand. That's your. Do you want to just talk about your role now?
Yeah. So I'm just at the club a couple of days a week, and pretty much just to hang out with kids. I help out in the sponsorship team upstairs, and Terry and I we do visits to our sponsors, or it might be some sick kids or hospitals or. Just any community stuff that the club does. It's a bit of a hybrid role, to be honest. Last year I done a little bit of coaching with Josh Jackson, with the Jersey Fleet. That was awesome, but I never want to be a coach, that's for sure. Yeah, it's just
You shouldn't either.
yeah, definitely.
I've been through it. Yeah.
I thought you meant I definitely can't see it. No, but it's more just it's very, very time consuming. I've just had a little bub, and I want to be at home with her, to be honest. That's just, if I'm being brutally honest, like, I love, if any of the young halves need help or anyone needs a chat, I'm there, I'll 100% come down, but it's just the day-to-day that I love. That's why I love upstairs. You sort of come up and normal hours and get to hang out with Bar all day too. So it's awesome. But yeah, mate, it's amazing. I don't know how Bar feels, but I feel I've got to repay the club for
Absolutely.
everything they put into me. You know, the club, they gave me my first opportunity. I might not have ever played first grade or had all the memories I ever had without the club. So I want to. We can't repay them on the field anymore, so we've got to try to do our best off the field.
Yeah.
And Josh, leadership, how would you describe what that means to you? Because you're someone that young guys look up to, young guys and girls look up to. Did you have a way of approaching leadership and a way you tried to embody that in your career?
If I was being completely honest, I only probably just got it in the last bit of my career.
Okay.
If that's it, yeah, because I feel a little bit of a scallywag, to be honest. Like I love footy and I'm brought into everything at the club, and I hope everyone knows that. But at the same time, I always like to have a laugh, and sometimes, you know, if you're a leader, you can't always be. You've got to find the balance, and I probably just didn't find that till the later end of my career, when I knew I was there pretty much to help out the younger guys and try and set an example. And I probably didn't like do the recovery side of things till the end of my career. But now you get guys like Bailey Haywood, Carraz, age of 20, 19, 20, doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't like clarify myself as a leader, if I'm completely honest, but at the same time, I think at the end of my career I understood it, and that's when I probably used that a little bit more to help those young guys understand. It's more just, I feel my job when I come back is to help the boys understand what it means to be a Bulldog. Not necessarily a leader, but understand what it takes, and why Terry's won comps, why people love him, why people want to be a part of the Bulldogs. Probably more that side of it.
I think you might be a bit hard on yourself, because I think it's so hard for the players at such a young age in the public eye. We all do things in our 20s, but most of us aren't in the public eye.
Bloody cameras.
Yeah.
So Terry says there's never any cameras around with him.
No phones, nothing.
What would have happened if there were cameras around?
Not a bit long bay.
Some boys.
No, that was pretty good.
And just on leadership, Terry, you mentioned captaining the 95 side. How do you approach captaining a group of different personalities, ambitions? How do you approach that as captain of the footy side?
Well, you've got to get the respect first. And I think that happens for me was on the field and at training more than that. I was probably one of the fittest players when I played football. And I just set an example and try to get these young kids to reach it. And that's all I could do.
100%. And Josh, for you, when fans think of Josh Reynolds, what do you hope they think? What do you hope they remember most about you?
Bulldogs fans or other fans?
Why not both? Dogs fans and
We'll start with other fans. I think I'm a grub.
This is the people who these are the people who counting who say Josh is a good bloke because he'll sign your about people like that. So it's our supporters who look after us.
Or hop the fence.
Yes.
No, I would hope with Bulldog supporters that I just, every time I took the field, no matter what, how bad I was feeling, how poor my form was, I always hope that. I just always tried my hardest, whether I overstepped the mark at times because I was a little bit too passionate and gave away too many penalties, probably the case, but at least I still, tried to represent that jersey. It just meant a lot to me, man, and I chased that same feeling everywhere I went. Never could I feel that same sort of passion that I felt when I used to wear that jersey.
Absolutely. Look, I've got a couple of more questions, but does anyone want to jump in? Yeah, mate, go for it.
Other than the grand finals you played in, are there any games that sort of stick with you or you might replay in your mind or daydream about occasionally?
We go back to 85. I didn't play in the game, but I did need my leg. Peter Tunks. I missed 2 games all year, the major semi and the grand final. And Warren Ryan asked me, can I play? I said, yeah, I'll try. And I went out to do a warm-up and I had no chance of playing, so I said no. That sticks out because when you win a grand final, and there's one there you didn't play in, where you could have played in, it's a big miss for me. I didn't even go back to the police club for a drink.
Wow.
I just felt that out of it, not part of that team. I was part of the team all year, but I just felt out of it because I didn't play the grand final. So it's a huge difference winning a grand final, but it's a huge difference playing it first.
And you hear of story. I remember, I think, say Isaac Luke in 2014. Sorry, Josh, to bring that up, but he's playing but he's playing all season and then suspended for the GF. That, for a player, that must be the nightmare.
Well, the same as me.
Yeah, he deserved it, but
Nicholas.
I love Mick.
Just a question for Terry Lamb. What was your favourite memory from your time with the Bulldogs and why?
Jeez. I did 13 years. I don't remember a lot of it. It was probably, so I drank vodka when I was a kid. 13 years old or something. But that's not the point. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I scored 4 tries at Belmore one day, and I got man of the match of the game, right? And Steve Mortimer set me up for 3 of them. And I said to the promoter, he said, you got man of the match. I said, did you not see what Steve Mortimer did? He said, no, why? He said, well, he set me up for 3 of them tries. And no one knew about it at all, except for me scoring 4 tries. I said, give it to Steve Mortimer. So, like, if people don't see it, they might see me score 4, but look at the bloke who set me up for 3 of them. So that's the best thing I could say.
Yeah.
I've been following you since the 80s, early 80s.
Thank you.
And I've been a big fan of you since then.
Thank you very much.
My brothers, Peter Tuns.
Oh, too tough?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have a favourite moment from Terry's career?
I think it was State of Origin.
When I got bashed by Wally.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I thought you were
It's all right. It's still Canterbury supporter.
It's hard to remember which one, but
Yeah.
I think all the Bulldogs did.
Yeah, it was. I think at one stage there was about 4 Bulldog players. I think Foxy was in there. I was there. Chris Mortimer maybe. Maybe Tunksy. Yeah, maybe Tunksy might have been there. Yeah, so there's quite a few players in there.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Yeah,
good.
before I leave, I want to get a photo with you anyway.
Not a problem. I reckon I'm taller than you.
Thanks, Terry.
Sure.
Any other? Yeah, mate. Just here. You first, mate.
So
Yeah.
95 grand final,
Yep.
10 in the bin.
Yep.
What were you thinking about when you went to the bin? How did you think it back up again? Because that was early in the game.
Yeah. That was probably 5 to 10 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Well, I was coming on side, and they just threw the ball out my way.
Yeah.
And I had to tackle him, because if they didn't tackle him, they would have scored. So, but I said to Dean Pay, mate, keep them together when I was running off the field. He said, sweet bar, we're right, mate. So he had the confidence in everybody else when I said, we're right, mate. So, yeah, McCracken walked me in the dressing room and had a bit of a chat with him for a while and got out there and got going. Yeah. Yeah, they were never in it, were they? No, they weren't. They were never in that game. There was we played St George in the semi, and we won by a couple of points, right? And then we played Canberra and Brisbane. No one went near us. No one went near us. I don't know what the score was, but no one went near us after that.
Just mate. Go for it.
If you had to give up golf or grog, which one would it be?
I'd have to ask my wife. Is that fair enough? Do you want me to ring her? Yeah. It'll be golf. Yeah. My wife doesn't play golf, so yeah, I drink with her too. Well, that's one of the sports you can do both. And lawn bowls. Very good lawn bowls too.
Nice.
Good point.
I've also been following you since the 80s when I was a teenager.
Thank you.
And I used to love the dogs always coming on the field with the dogs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wilding Pine Pub would go off.
Oh I've only drank it once in my life, Wiley Park Club.
One of King George's, right?
Yeah, King George. Remember the stadium that used to be there? Yeah. Thank you very much.
So what used to happen at the pub after the game?
Oh, it'd be a
Not allowed to
fun-
say.
it'd be a fun
No phones.
They were the best back there with the Mortimers, the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% good, mate.
Do you remember Fred Moore used to put on bands and that dinners? The man that comes down to dinner with the kids?
No,
Do you remember that?
no. No, I'm sorry. Did you win one?
Yeah, no, like I was one of the kids there.
Oh, cool.
We used to have men, there used to be men and that's the whole thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I didn't know. No.
Give you a quarter.
So what was it?
He was like, I don't remember.
Better than next dinner. It's on the Leeds Club.
Okay.
Yeah,
What we put on the men and that's not
We just just come
Yeah.
sure.
yeah. It's a good idea. Should do
Bring that back
it now.
in.
Question for Josh.
Yeah, mate.
Those few years nearly getting into Origin, you know, very 18th man and reserve, didn't play much, but then you finally got that crack and you, with Trent, you boys won that series. How good was that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, that was a dominating Queensland sort of period.
Yeah, well, I hope everyone's New South Wales in this room because I was over losing to them and I was really playing.
Oh, for
you know,
sure.
like we all ride the wave. Well, it's when you're a kid, it's first I wanted to play for the Bulldogs, but then it was I wanted to play for the Blues, and when I got that opportunity to do that, especially at that time when we'd lost 7 straight or 8 straight or something, it was just like, yeah, enough was enough. And yeah, thank God for Trent Hodkinson, the big shark guy.
Time of a lifetime.
It was, that was. Got asked about the question before about my greatest memory, away from anything Bulldogs. It was that moment to be able to, I suppose, give back to not even just the whole New South Wales, but the guys that have been
We
through
were
it,
feeling
like
it.
Gallen and Greg Bird, like Luke Lewis. They had lost so many series in a row, and when we went to camp, that was just our goal, just win it for those guys, and that was very, very special. Yeah, it's cool.
How do you, it's a good question, how do you guys compare a really intense club game to Origin? What's it like?
Well, you're playing against, or you're playing with strange people too. So when you play with Canterbury, you're playing with players who played for the last 5, 6, 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference.
Yeah.
But with Origin, they try to trouble with New South Wales in the early days, where every time we lost, they would either bring Brett Kenny in for me or bring me in for Brett Kenny or someone. They'd always change something where New South Wales kept everybody in the team. So they didn't change anything.
Yeah.
So we panicked and changed people.
Yeah, right.
I think it's the game 1 of that 14 series was the hardest game ever I've played in club, and that was just. I think it was 6-4 or 8-6. It was all defence, no attack, and just that was the one thing I loved about going to Origin. The thing I found was I never knew I could go to those places, mentally.
Exhaustion was.
You don't think your mind's just saying give up, because you haven't been there before. The speed's so fast, and mate, I probably didn't. At that stage in my career, I probably didn't think I belonged there. So even that, you fight that, but then you obviously draw from your teammates and you do that. But mate, and then you come back to clubland and you're like, I know where I can go now. So try and invest that in your club side. So
You remember the Penrith game the other week when we played them? 8-6? Wasn't that a good game? That was an old school game. And that's how we got to start playing again. And I know we struggle in the rain a little bit, right? But we got to start. We're going to start playing like that again. Yeah, we're going to start playing like that again.
Was there sorry, you go, mate.
You know, growing up, playing footy, I've always wanted to be like Reynolds. How does it feel to be that role model in people's lives?
Adam Reynolds or?
Well, Adam Reynolds is a great player. He's also not my cousin, and everyone thinks we are. I'll claim it though.
Yeah, of course.
He's a great player. It's special, mate. It's cool, and you miss that. I miss now. It's still nice to hear people say that but you do. Yeah, it's nice to go down to a footy oval, my old footy club, and have kids want to come up and speak to you, and that's why it really annoys me and frustrates me when players don't give kids time, people time. Like, mate, I remember, you know, being in awe of Brad Fittler, and I'd give anything to give a signature. So I always try to remember that in my head, like, yeah, but always remember that, you know, if that one kid that you miss is doing his signature, he could think of that forever, which is quite sad. But mate, we go into the hospital sometimes, and there's a sick kid in there, or a sick adult even, and you know, to take their mind off what they're going through for 10 seconds is brilliant. It's a gift for us, you know, and I never took that lightly. So it was an honour, man. It really was, and I miss it. I do. It's something that I miss. Like, you know, even though the fans are still great and we get to interact with you, but when you're playing, like, man, kids love that. Yeah, they love that, which is cool.
And they don't even know you.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Quick question, if I can. I've been a supporter since '63. Quite a while. And when I went to high school, one of the guys there tried to talk me, because I came from Whiteheart, and moved to Maine. And it wasn't until '67 when we played South Sydney in the grand final. You just said pride.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I really started to get involved in it. So I've been sticking around quite a while. So you guys have brought great memories. Another memory I've got at the moment, Josh, you're with Big Sports Breakfast during the week on Tuesdays. You obviously enjoy that sort of thing as well, because you're still talking rugby on the sports. And I just get your feeling on the run, and you've got that job, and the entertainment you bring. That's great.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I love the game. I do. I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a footy nerd. I'm definitely not a nerd with the books. I left school in Year 10, but no, I think, mate, with that, after footy, I put myself out there. You know, I knew a few people. I'd done a little bit when I played, and then I just slowly kept in touch with these people in the radio stations. And the Big Sports Breakfast one I like, especially because it's all sport. I actually love all sport. I love cricket. I love the racing. I love the racing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we're going to put a bet on. Yeah, mate, it's awesome. And we were speaking before. I also did the Triple M calling of the games. That's a bit nerve wracking because it's live, and sometimes you can say the wrong thing and still get used to it. But it's fun, mate. The one thing I never get is Bulldogs games, because my boss said to me I'm too one-eyed, so I never get any Bulldogs games anymore. But I understand. I probably was a little bit one-eyed, but nah, mate, it's awesome. I'm very blessed. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, Oz is a great man. Like you.
Yeah, I love Oz.
Yeah,
he's a good man. Except we played for Canberra.
I think it's a good point, because the transition to career, Josh has done really well, and a lot of players do find it very hard. We were talking about that before. Mate, did you have another?
Question for Josh. We know you said Carrol was coming to retire. Any chance coming back anytime soon? Come back, Josh.
One last one. No way. I couldn't play under Ciro, mate. Too hard. Nah, it's not scary at all, but
he's always got that serial killer straight face.
Yeah, he does.
You know when he's smiling, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's true. He's just his system, mate. Like, this system he's brought, everyone can probably see it like it is. It looks great out there, and we see the benefits, but they work hard, man. Ciro put that system in at Penrith, and we've seen what they've done for the last 4 to 5 years. So, you know, it's hard work, but mate, it gets results. And if I wish I was at my peak to be able to do it, because maybe we're in a comp then. But no, it's absolutely no comebacks, mate. No, I don't play Oztag anymore.
In 1986, you played about 25 games. 1987,
Played the whole season.
You played about 25 games.
No, I didn't play in 97. 87, sorry, yeah.
But in between, you played 20 games on the Canterbury tour.
Yeah.
Did you realise you were creating history as it's happening, and how did it come about that you ended up playing every game?
Well, I wasn't supposed to play every game, but it happened to sneak up and our coach, who was our coach? Yeah.
Bozo?
Ferner?
Bozo?
No, it wasn't Bozo. Bonfer? No. Anyway, I'll think about
Someone
it.
look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
And
What year was it?
86.
86. Yeah, you keep talking, I'll look it up.
And so what happened is it come to the end of the year and our coach went to a few players and said, I want you to sit on the bench. Donny Ferner, yeah. So I wanted to sit on the bench. And Zero said, no, I'm not going to sit on the bench. Bar should play the whole season, right? Anyway, went to another 3 players and everybody said no. So I'm lucky that the players were loyal to me to say that I could sit on the bench. So, yeah. So, yeah.
20 games.
20 games, yeah. I play 2 games a week.
Wow.
How many games were you not hungover for?
20. I didn't get hangovers. So when I knew that I had too much to drink, me and Royce and Steve Folks, we ran to training and back. So to get the piss out of it. Yeah, get the piss out of it.
It's the old school sauna.
Yeah.
What's the story where you... So, I'm not sure which year it was, but
Yeah.
I've heard you tell us before where the coach, whoever it was, wanted you stayed somewhere the night before, and they said they wanted you to do exactly what you do the night before a game.
Oh, no, that was, yeah, I remember that.
And so,
I don't know, was it
no, I think, so
was
there's a
it
lot...
Canterbury game?
I can't remember.
We went down to Canberra.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, we went, it was Gus. Gus drove the bus. So do everything what you do the night before. So what do I do? We got the bus down. Joey Thomas lost about $15,000 on the punt. We're all betting with him. And so we get down to Canberra, and I've got a 12 UDL cans on the way down. And then I had a couple more beers at dinner. Yeah, and I was pissed. Gus had to carry me back to the room and everything. But I did this every week. So, because I couldn't sleep at night, so I had to have something to put me to sleep. So I had to grow.
12 years old.
12 years old.
Right, that's unbelievable.
Oh, well.
Josh, did you have a similar the night before the game?
Oh yeah, I carbo loaded. That's spaghetti bolognese. It's water. Yeah, no, I just love that story. But it still went out and was the best ever Bulldog.
I kicked 2 field goals actually that night, but we didn't need it. So. Gus had a bet on the game. I'd kick 1 field goal, and then I'd kick one at the end. He said, "What did you kick the field goal for?" I said, "Well, just took the points, mate. That's all I did." And he didn't win his bet. Gus. There was a sports bet there. 88 it was. Gus bet, yeah.
Any other?
I got a question. Big fan. I've been a Bulldogs fan for a long time, but just going to ask about like the over policing of the game now versus what it was like in your separate times. We'd like bring back the biff and all the grudge matches and stuff of different teams.
Well, that's not nothing's in there, like, is it? You know, I criticise the players for laying when someone gets hit around the head or something like that. They're laying down. I criticise that because if they get up, play the ball, it's over and done with. Then they can go back and see if they did it on purpose. You know, they've got video to do it, so they should. I don't like it. So
Yeah. How about you,
it's part
Josh?
of the game.
Yeah.
It's very different back then.
Yeah.
You could throw haymakers and...
But even in your time, it was a little bit different to now. Like you know,
Yeah, definitely.
with the
I think now it's just they just want the game fast.
Yeah.
That's why they've got all these 60 goes. They want to fit fast tries.
Yeah.
No, you know, the NRL doesn't want 8-6 games.
Yeah.
To be honest, even though they're great, they want high try scoring and
Yeah.
that's why the refs are, doing the 6 agains and the game's just at such a fast pace now. You've got no time to.
Yeah.
If you sort of do a bit of fisticuff, someone could score.
Yeah, true.
Whereas back in the day, mate, they just block a roach and that. They just love stopping and throwing elbows.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it.
Oh,
They had a job, right?
Yeah.
Their job was to control the other forwards.
Yeah.
And how they did it your way, they did it the other way, so yeah.
Fair enough.
No. Oh yeah.
On further altercation of the game with the opposition hooker.
Mm.
So they catch the scrum, and all of a sudden we can see it from the face of the hill. There's white hook coming up. This guy's head comes out of the scrum. He was out before he hit the ground, and got nothing for it because nobody saw it.
Yeah.
No one was looking to see what was going on within the scrum. But that happened.
Yeah.
Those sort of things. Wasn't good.
No,
But
it's
time was acceptable.
part of the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. What were your thoughts on the Bulldogs comeback against Raiders?
It was great, wasn't it? It was great. 18-0 up.
Was it 24?
22?
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, my son was at the game down in Canberra, yeah, Dean, and I rang him up and said, "What are you going to do, mate? You going to go home?" He said, "No, I'm going to watch the rest of the game." And he put a bet on Canterbury to win the game. Yeah, on his phone. Yeah.
What was that saying?
I had no idea. He didn't tell me either.
Oh, really? I think that game showed for me, we all considered Stephen Crichton the best defensive centre in the game, probably the best defensive centre I've ever seen, just behind Josh Morris. He was here, we all seen how good he was, but showed how his attack isn't mentioned enough. That game, we just gave him the ball. It was like sevens. To give the ball to Critter and do his thing, and that was, I think in big games and in Origin and his attack flows, isn't it? He sort of steps up, so yeah, he was brilliant. That
He's a great kid too.
Sebastian
Very
Chris
good
was in the boat, mate. Embarrassing.
Just talking about the tougher parts of the game, did you have a player that you played with or against who was the toughest, maybe against or with?
Didn't think about the opposition. Peter Kelly was tough.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a job to be done, he'd do it.
Yeah.
And not too many stood up against him. Andrew Farrell, Chris Mortimer in the centres, both either side. They were fantastic to play with. They had a competition every week who could bash their centre better than the other one. And they did. And they did it every single week.
Yeah.
Oh, they were great.
I think for me it was Stephen Madeline.
Yeah.
He used to just try and fold me like origami, whatever it is. Because it was obviously we had the Des battle, right? Like Des left them, and it was always their left edge was Tony Williams, Kieran Foran, Tony Williams, Steve Matto, and George DeFua, and they all hated me. So I was in for a big night.
And they could all hit too.
They could all hit, mate. Because the worst thing with Matto was you didn't know where he's coming from. It's like you get the ball here and it's
How would you go with the shoulder charge, or were you going to,
Oh, that's the only way I could make tackles back in the days. So when that stopped, I couldn't tackle anymore. But I reckon that era, that 12 to 14, I know like now it's so different. It's hold and wrestle slow down to the ground, but we used to get our aura off it. Like Sam Cassiano, Frank Pritchard, Eastwood, man, they would flat people. Like I just remember hearing the crowd like going off. And like when that's happening, you want to be next. That's why like, I was 60 kilos ringing wet trying to belt big blokes, but that's the feeling you feel. That's where I think I miss that. Like don't get me wrong, they go wrong sometimes, and that's why they have to get into the game. HIAs, I understand all that, but man, it was what a feeling to see Sam Cassiano go up against Hargraves, something like that. It was just amazing.
any other?
I can't remember what year it was. I remember watching the Belmore bar, broken arm. I think it was against West.
Yep.
You played. I don't know when you did it, but I remember you playing the game just hanging off your arm.
Yeah, I did it probably 10-15 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Early.
I hit someone's elbow. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
The opposition's elbow. Yeah, and smashed it. And I tried to stay on. Yes, yeah. I didn't know it was broken, but I had no idea. And I came off the field and the doctor had a look. I said, he said it's broken. I said, well, is it sure? So he cracked it again. He said, yeah, it's broken. Years ago.
Yeah, that's when you had that big mound of
Yeah.
What did you actually have under that?
Nothing. I hadn't had a UDL for a while either.
And you would have been around on the shoulder pad. With Coach was called, I think.
Oh, the shoulder pads. Yeah, I didn't wear them. Yeah, I didn't wear it, so I'll keep out of it.
Any other? Yeah.
Who's the best coach in both your breeds?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I can't leave Roy Masters out when I was at Western Suburbs. He was fantastic, good person. But I had Warren Ryan, Gus, Chris Anderson. Want to comp with all of them? Yeah, I can't. I've got nothing. No, I've got nothing. I'm going to say Roy Masters, there you go. Only because Western Suburbs. I'm not picking between three Canterbury people.
I would have to say, technically, Cam. I only had him for a year, but I wish I had him at the start of my career because he could have taught me how to tackle properly.
Because he was a 5'8" wasn't he?
No, he was a back rower.
Back rower? Yeah.
It just, he's very technical and he breaks everything down for you, makes it easy for you to understand. But as a whole, even though he's not very liked at the Bulldogs, I like Des. Des gave me my opportunity. He's the first guy to properly believe in me. And everyone obviously has an opinion of him here because of what he's done to the club, but for me personally, I loved his coaching style and he used to get me going.
You got to remember, Desi got us into 2 grand finals, semi-finals multiple times, 6 years straight. I know he left us in a bad position when he left, but he still did good for us, Des.
Okay. Yeah, just time for a couple more questions. Did you have one off the back?
For Terry and Reynolds, if you could relive your career back then, which game would it be?
Which game?
If you could relive and play again, which game would it be?
Mine would be the 2-12 grand final. I just reckon we should have. I hate saying this, but we should have won. I don't know if you remember that year, but it was the first year we started playing through the forwards for James Graham and Sam, and teams couldn't stop us.
Yeah.
Like it was the style. Like teams were like, "What's going on here? Why aren't the halfbacks touching the ball?" And but that game, we just got unfortunately pulled apart by probably 3 immortals, possibly in the Melbourne Storm, and Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, and Cooper Cronk. So if I relive it again, then it was tough because I don't know if you remember, but Benny Barber, like he was unstoppable. But I think it was the winger Sissa Wanga, maybe he batted the ball down 3 times all year. Benny was scoring there.
Sweeps,
sweeps. So I'm sure we'd love to relive it actually.
Terry,
I'd like to say 94 when Canberra smoked us by 30 points. Yeah, we were never in that. Of course, maybe that's why we won in 95, because we did lose in 94. And the young kids, we got a lesson. We got a big lesson. So, but they were just too good for us at that time. Probably, yeah.
That's a good money,
Yes. I should have caught it too. But
It's a common thing in a lot of sports codes, isn't it? You lose one year, win the next year.
yeah, we'd like to.
Yeah. Any other?
I've got one more question. What were the best sprays you ever got in the shed at the halftime when you're losing? Getting sprayed by the coach, yeah. What was the best sprays?
I got multiple. I get sprayed every week.
I don't think I got sprayed.
Oh, there you go.
Terry, mate.
Did you ever dish out some sprays, Terry?
Because back in the day, you couldn't see what was happening in the shed, but now it's like there's got cameras in the shed.
No, like I said in the shed. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen him go off the other day when he got the
Oh, yeah.
the guys out of the shower.
There was I don't know if everyone remembers, there was a game where I did something ridiculous. I always used to do ridiculous things, but it was against Gold Coast Titans. I threw the ball. It was half time and I threw the ball out and whatever, and it was the most silliest thing anyone's ever done. And I actually ran into the sheds thinking it was half time. But then Jimmy Dimmick was at the end of the tunnel when they blew the penalty. It's like, I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but I walked. We stopped the play, thank God. And I remember walking to the shed and all the boys were like giving me weird looks, like Jack and that were like, stuff. What'd you do? Anyway, I was just, and then anyway, I walk in the shed and Des is like, he goes, I will effing deal with you. And I just said, I just wanted to get through that game. I just wanted to get through it.
Any other questions, guys? Or...
Pick the score of today's game.
Score? Oh, we leave a gamble.
You just think Nobody put it. I honestly reckon it depends on the rain. No, but like the tightness of it, you know, like how many points. Yeah.
2018.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna say 14-8.
Who's scoring?
Just win.
First try scorer?
Yeah.
Front rower.
Yeah,
Anytime front rower. What about that?
That'd be a good price.
Is it?
We're all just going on our phones now. Everyone's on their phones.
Hey, I went for the tab, guys. Gamble responsibly.
So, Terry, we'd like you to draw a name out of this box. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to get down off this chair. One bit walk after this. It's like I've been for a run.
Celebrating the family win.
Warren?
Yes.
Warren?
Oh,
Deborah?
he's a winner all the time.
Oh, nice.
Warren Deborah?
Nice. What did Gordon get?
What does he get?
It's a good question. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, it's signed jersey.
A signed jersey.
Oh, wow.
Everybody see me BB shoes?
Oh, the socky.
Sponsor.
Oh, official sponsor. Whoops.
So look, can we give Terry and Josh a round of applause?
Thank you.
There's some snacks over there, and lastly, up the dogs.
Yeah. Good luck.
Brother.
Good luck, mate.